I told you guys that you guys can watch.
All right, call the meeting to order. Rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome to the Planning Commission meeting for March 4th, 2026. This meeting is being held in person here at the Township Building and streaming live via Zoom. A friendly reminder that comments and questions will only be taken in person here at the Township Building. First for tonight's agenda, the minutes for the meeting of January 7th, 2026. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? And does anybody have any comments or revisions? With that, do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the January 7th, 2026 meeting.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Minutes pass. Next, Eagle View Town Center, lots 17 and 20, preliminary final land development plan, discussion for recommendation. There you go.
Good evening, Neil Fisher with Hankey Group. Tara's going to pull up a couple of slides here. So if you remember, the last time I was here, I talked to you about expanding town center to incorporate the World Travel Building. World Travel Building is located on Pennsylvania Drive. It's a 20,000 square foot office building. It's about 30, 35 years old. But it is situated in between what we call is our Hamilton development that's out there off of Pennsylvania Drive today, part of Town Center 2, and where Timberton is and the town center of Eagle View are situated. So end of last year, I came in, I said, listen, we've got these two town centers. I want to make them all as one and buy this property that's situated right in the middle between the two and link it all together. Went through the conditional use process and that was approved. We purchased the property. One of the conditions within the conditional use was that, hey, before we do anything, merge it from a property line standpoint. So that's what this plan does. It does two things. It merges it from a property line standpoint, and then it also adds parking. You can see who the front door is. The front door is all the way at the far end of the building. There is no parking near the front door of the building, and we'll jump through the site plan and we'll take a look at it. And so it's not a very desirable setup from an office standpoint. So in addition to merging, we are proposing to add some parking at the front door. And Tara, could I get you to, we'll just jump through the slides real quick. This is actually the master plan that we went through a couple months ago. And once it loads, all the pink area is designated as our town center. The yellow area is our corporate area. And then the purples are residential and neighborhoods. And so you kind of see the town center acts as a mixing pot for all of our uses. The goal being helping us to energize and keep our corporate areas full. Jump to the next one, Tara. So the building that's at the top, the red line is basically a property boundary line. The building that's at the top, that's the 20,000 square foot existing World Travel Building. Then you see like a dashed line that kind of runs. That's the existing property line. That's what we're merging. We're eliminating that property line and we're pulling the properties together with this plan. And then what you see below that is actually, it was part of our, that's an approved plan. It was an 82 unit residential building, parking underneath of it. We're not proposing to make any modifications to that at this point. As we figure out how the office building is going to ultimately function here, I probably will come back to you and look to modify that site plan and really try to integrate it better with the existing World Travel building. But what you see up in bold is the parking lot, the parking lot expansion. And and the front door is kind of the little right there. Yes. So you can see what we're doing is we're putting parking at the front door. That is the plan. And that's what's before you tonight. There are a couple of waivers. That's on the next slide here.
What is the building addition?
So today it's so the gray area where the front doors are,
It's a canopy.
it's a notch in on the building.
Yeah.
And there's I'll say there's kind of like this funky little parapet on top of it, or gable, I should say, not a parapet. And the idea is, well, if we want to fill that in, maybe streamline the roof a little bit. When you look at the initial slide and the building, it looks like a 35-year-old building. It's outdated and it needs some renovation work. The goal there was really to give us some flexibility as we figure out what that renovation work is going to be. So there were 4 waivers on that we're looking for tonight. The first one is to allow pipes less than 18 inches. That small parking addition. There's one inlet and there's a pipe that discharges out and it's less than 18 inches in size. The next one, because of the nature of the plan, to allow it to be preliminary final simultaneously. And then the next one is to allow the scale at the plan scale to be 1 inch equals 50 or larger. I actually think we're less than that, aren't we, Dan?
Your all current plan, existing condition plans or lots.
Oh, because you're showing both lots, right? To fit it all on a single sheet. And then section 404 is a waiver from the environmental impact assessment report. It's an existing building. We're not looking to modify anything really. So those are the waivers. That is the kind of, I'll say, a high level overview of the plan. So any questions that you have, I'm happy to answer.
Just overall, what's your hope to do with the building once we get the new parking and get it all combined?
We're looking at a couple of things. My hope for the building, I want to keep it an office building. We're looking for tenants, right? And I've actually looked at scenarios to expand it, to put an addition out. Now, certainly if I have to do that, I'll be back in front of you with it, to provide flexibility to increase the square footage there. Office space is extremely difficult today. And it's really going to be based on, ideally, a single tenant is what we're looking for. We've actually considered it for making it our headquarters and really just tearing the thing apart and redoing it entirely. Because it's bigger and we need more space.
And you might more easily lease the space you're in now.
It's very nice space.
That's, yeah.
That's hot, right? Yes.
So that's your hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I mean, so which direction will it go? Dennis, I don't know yet. But but both are actually out there and on the table. We've had interest from medical users. And that would be great. That would be a great use within that building. I don't think they like the two-story portion of it. They like the square footage, they like the location, but not necessarily the stairs.
Yeah, excuse me, Dan, did you get a chance to review pervious versus impervious for the additional parking lot? I presume since it's minimal that we don't have an issue with that, but just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, I mean, they meet the area and bulk regulations related to the lot coverage and building coverages. But my comments in my review letter, Neil and I were talking about a little before the meeting. But he has stormwater management. He's building impervious paving area, pervious paving areas to manage the 2-year storm events for the township ordinance requirements. So I made some suggestions in my review letter, comment number 5 on page 3 or 5 to try to figure out some ways to improve to make sure water gets to where it needs to go. But generally, I think it can be accomplished, and Neil and I have talked about it earlier today, and just reviewed a little bit before the meeting of some tweaks that he'll make to that to optimize that stormwater design.
Okay, and the only other looks like engineering thing on here is the stormwater pipes less than 18 inches. Do we
Yeah,
still meet the calcs for all that, I presume, again?
Yeah, it's private
That's very
storm.
small.
Yeah, it's private storm sewer. It's not ours. Storm sewers are owned and maintained, and the pipes they're proposing have capacity for what the flows that they're dealing with. So that's not an issue from a stormwater calc point of view.
Are there any other comments you wanted to go over by chance?
No, I guess I mean, just running through here, I mean, I won't read through all the letter here is the comment number 4 of the zoning ordinance on page 2 of 5. Neil's gonna make some adjustments to the sidewalk area adjacent to the building. If you're allowed to reduce a parking space to 18 feet in depth, if you have a 2-foot grass strip, a 4-foot grass strip adjacent to it. So Neil's going to look at that and possibly widen out the sidewalk in order to make that accomplish here to meet the intent of that. So that was an item that he needs to tweak from a plan point of view here. Everything else is pretty much, I mean, I'll ask Neil this question. You will comply.
Correct.
So there's nothing else in here that are just cleanup items. It's not a lot of improvements for this site. Existing building, just doing a parking lot modification. So there wasn't a lot of heavy engineering stuff to deal with.
Very good, thank you, Dan. Does anybody else on the commission have any other questions?
What kind of landscaping or trees or bushes or whatever do you intend between the parking lot and the road? The new portion of the parking lot, I mean.
We are putting landscaping back. There are trees, and we are creating a barrier from a landscaping perspective to hide the cars from the street. What the species are, I don't recall. But yes,
That's what I want.
We are doing that. And in front of the building, here's something that we've been doing in we've been upgrading the entryways. So meaning not just concrete walkways going into the entryways, but pavers and the landscaping associated with it. So really, if you're getting to Eagle View, I'd say drive into like 505 Eagle View Boulevard, the 5-story building along the pond, or over off of what Constitution Drive we upgraded when we did the improvements in there and kind of created that new street. We also upgraded the entryway going into what we call the Arboretum. It's that office building that kind of opened up into there. Really just replacing it with pavers and upgrading the landscaping. And we'll do the same thing here once we figure out what we're doing with the exterior.
Right.
But yes, it'll be a whole package as far as creating it. Really, what this does is it's a tool for us from a leasing standpoint to give it a front door. The building really doesn't have a front door today. And we want to take advantage of it in all ways.
But the landscaping will help create that separation
will.
between the cars and the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Thanks.
Any other questions or comments? I mean, to me, this makes sense.
Mhm.
Public comment? Well,
With that, I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to recommend the waivers as indicated in order to allow for preliminary final land development approval. Pursuant to compliance with E.B. Walsh review letter dated February 26. Bowman review letter dated February 25th, 2026. SSM review letter dated February 20th, 2026. The Turkoff review letter dated February 11th, 2026. And the Fire Marshal review dated February 27th, 2026. And the applicant shall submit updated master plan in accordance with the conditional use decision.
I
Can I
have
ask you a
it.
question
Okay.
on that motion?
Yeah.
So you identified the one waiver, but there were four.
Okay, I just, the waiver.
The waivers,
Oh,
all four. So
okay.
we'll
Okay.
clarify, all four of the requested waivers.
Thank you.
No problem. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you very
Neil.
much.
With that, I apologize. I wanted to introduce Marty Andreyko as our newest commission member.
Thank you.
So welcome.
Thank you.
And on that note, the last thing on the agenda for this evening is the zoning task force update.
Yes, I'll give a quick overview of what we've been working on for the past 2 months. I literally just put my notes on. So the task force, as you know, has been meeting monthly, right through the planning commission meeting. The past few months, we've been talking about uses and where those uses should be permitted within the residential district, the commercial district. We went through a whole chart and almost every single use that we have currently, and then we've also added certain uses. So we've had lengthy discussions on, for the residential, with accessory dwelling units, with multifamily dwelling, single family dwelling. We've had conversations in the commercial uses, everything from indoor and outdoor recreation to dog kennels to offices, and where we think those uses should be permitted for the future of the township. We've talked about consolidating our zoning districts to make it a little more streamlined so that we would only have maybe 3 residential zoning districts as opposed to 5. We talked about combining a few commercial zoning districts just to make things a little bit easier. We did not talk about definition the last 2 times because we've really been focused on uses and where they belong. So anybody wants to add to that conversation? We spent a good amount of time going through.
I'll add that I think another layer of the conversation is looking at the zoning and making sure that our intended audience can understand it and that it's a easier read. So that's another layer of consideration that's put into the build of that or revisiting of it.
And on that note, it's really, I think about like simplifying a little bit too, and streamlining for both sides from the township side and also from the applicant side. So I think the changes that are going to be made with that will really help with that. So.
As we get more into it, I'm sure we'll go back and look at different designs based on, what the use is and what zoning districts it's in. And once we get a little bit further, I'm sure we'll do the recreation. Once we handle where it's going and get it a little more condensed.
I believe to let everybody know, this is like a couple year process, correct? By the time we get it and get it to the public and everything. So,
About a 2-year process that was started.
just to
Two.
let everybody know, there's a lot of time to
Yeah.
find out what's going on.
2 years to like
To adoption.
adoption? Okay, so that'll, that 2 years includes public comment and public meetings. Okay.
Hopefully.
We're moving along.
Okay.
With that, is there any generalized public comment? Are we okay to take that right now? All right.
It's not on the agenda.
With that, I'll do the announcements. On March 5th, the Board of Supervisors workshop meeting is at noon. On March 9th, Board of Supervisors meeting at 7 PM. Historic Commission meeting on March 12th at the Cadwalder House, 7:30 PM. Our special Planning Commission meeting for Lionville Station Road is at 6 PM on March 16th. And on April 1st will be our next General Planning Commission meeting at 7 PM. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved.